I feel like that's kind of what they're doing. They're kind of tweaking it for nowadays with the new Toxic Avenger movie coming out, because you got to find a way to twist things around to make this 80s nostalgia movies work. You know, you gotta find a way. But Toxic Avenger is coming, and Peter Dinklage is fucking helming this. I love me some Peter Dinklage. He's amazing. Like, he's such a fucking right, Keoki, phenomenal actor. And he's the titular character in this. And you got Peter Dinklage, you got Kevin Bacon, you got Elijah Wood, you got Taylor Page, you got Jacob Tremblay. But the idea is they're changing a little bit. It's Legendary Pictures doing this too, and they're changing it slightly. Now, the original one, they followed the fate of Melvin Fred Junko the Third, who goes. Junko the Third, who goes from zero to toxic hero, Mike, from zero to toxic hero in a case of bullying gone wrong. But now they're going to change it a little bit, and they're going to make it contemporary, taking and following a hideously deformed creature or superhero size, and give him a strength of his own. But Peter Dinklage now is going to be these down rotten janitor, Winston Goose, which is a weird name, Goose, who is a janitor, and then he gets into a vat of toxic chemicals, and then he becomes the Toxic Avenger. So they're tweaking it quite a bit.
That's what happens. You fall in the vat, and you become a weird superhero.
It's the Joker. It's the Joker effect, Mike. Right now, it's sitting at 94% on Rotten Tomatoes. A 94%. People are loving it. They were actually airing it just recently at a bunch of film festivals. People are going nuts about it. They're loving Peter Dinklage's performance. They're loving the idea of it. It's a lot different from the original, but it's also tying in nostalgia. And I just want to watch this trailer together as fans and see what we think about the Toxic Avenger. So here we go. Here's the trailer for the Toxic Avenger.
There are still no leads as to the identity of
the freaky folk hero remains at large. Sir, what did you see last night?
I heard gunshots, saw blood. Handsome fella had his arm tore off like wet bread, and the creature run off into the night.
He looks like a fucked up hot dog.
I love this. I love this 80s media shit. I can't get enough of this.
Can we put that up? Anyone that may have encountered the strange.
Breaking news!
Breaking news.
Hide the kids, hide your wife.
Extremists, the nasty lads. They've taken hostages at a Mistmeat Lunchatorium downtown.
Let's go live.
Who the fuck are you?
Does he actually play by Peter Dinklage?
Yeah, it's Peter Dinklage.
What the hell is that? He's a hero.
Watch it.
The Toxic Avenger.
That's what the kids are calling him. I think it's swell.
The Toxic Avenger, everybody. Yeah, it's definitely a very, they're taking it back. They're holding back the nostalgia from the old movie. They're making it feel like it's in that time. And Peter Dinklage kicking some ass. I mean, a lot of people don't remember the Toxic Avenger. You're right, Glamazon. I mean, I didn't know about it. I saw this trailer and I was like, that's pretty fucking cool, though. Peter Dinklage, great actor. You're bringing in that, and it's like you're taking 80s thing that maybe a lot of people don't remember. There's like Lexi was saying, there was a Saturday morning show about this too. So you're finding a way to bring it to relevancy nowadays, but you're also being true to what it came from. So I don't know. Spencer, I'm going to go with you first, man. So have you heard of the Toxic Avenger before?
No.
And do you think, if you haven't heard of it, do you think that this trailer is a good adaptation or maybe just a good film in general based off the trailer and fans will go watch it?
I loved it. Yeah, I think it looks like a lot of fun. I mean, very ironic we went from They Live to this because they did the 80s, perfectly, that little homage and everything. And then you get into the scene and it's all, cinematic. And then it looks like it gets pretty gritty, which is going to be fun, especially with a modern audience. They want to see blood, guts, and gore, and some sort of anti-hero, that's irregular. Yeah, that's perfect.
Right?
I think it's going to be great. Yeah, Peter Dinklage is amazing. So I'm excited.
Do you think that fans are going to, I mean, we don't really know much about it so far, but do you think that fans will still be attracted to this project?
I think people will like it. Yeah, I think so. I think people like, different things now. And then, I don't know. I mean, I guess lots of people are watching superhero stuff, but I think this is a little less superhero-y and guy off the beaten path just trying to help people out. So But he's got a wizard stick, so that's a little weird. I saw that.
The little wizard stick,
I think people like it. I think people like it.
Yeah, I saw it. I'm like, this is fucking weird and good, but horrible, but fantastic. I was like watching it. I'm like, how is this even a thing? How did it has this whole fan base? It's amazing. I don't know. Keoki, have you heard of this before? Do you like the trailer? What do you think about the Toxic Avenger?
The Toxic Avenger. I had the action figure from the 90s when they redid the cartoon. So
nice.
I was all ready for it. I even saw parts and clips of the old 80s movie. So I was like, what? And I also saw some nude scenes in there, so I was kind of like, wait a minute, I thought this was a cartoon, so I was kind of confused. But I love Peter Dinklage. He's awesome. Elijah Wood. You can't stop Flipper from, continuing to fucking work. I love this guy. So anything with Peter Dinklage, I'm going to give it a look just because he's excellent. And this looks super crazy. I'm on board.
Great.
I'm on board. Look at Elijah Wood with the comb over. Like, bro, you're pulling emo in 2023. You can't stop that. He is the Penguin, exactly. Oh, I just watched Batman Returns, and I'm just like, yes, this is total Penguin right here.
Yeah,
my God, just excellent.
Great.
He's very Penguin.
Oscar. Yeah,
but it reminds me of a lot that they've been doing recently. Yes. Or I think about the Penguin too, from the Batman too. It reminds me of that a little bit as well, of Colin Farrell's performance too, right? A little bit. You see the pictures, you're like, wow, this looks great. And it's also, again, an 80s project you're trying to ramp up and make it something relevant to today. And I saw the trailer. It looks fucking good. It looks good, Lexi, right? Are you sold on this, Lexi? You're going to hate on this shit. I want to know, you're going to hate on this or you're going to love it?
I just I can't fathom this. Like, who the fuck is looking at trauma movies and going, let's remake some fucking trauma movies? Like, whoever thought this was ever like an
somebody,
or whatever.
Right? It's true.
Like I said, like I was saying, like when we were talking before the show started, like there was this weird period in like from 89 to 91 where some asshole decided like Rambo and RoboCop and Toxic Avenger, let's make Saturday morning cartoons out of this and manufacture toys out of it. And they were all like selling adult properties to kids.
How can we sell plastic?
And aliens, like they had the aliens.
We gotta find a way.
And like it was
Rambo was a force of freedom.
They're all lines of like crap,
right?
Not meant for kids, but like they were selling like the shit to kids. So it was a weird like period where like we as kids were given some shit that were not meant for us. Like
not for kids.
Oh my God.
Like
it wasn't.
Not for kids.
The very idea that anybody looked at anything made by trauma like at all.
That is the gnarliest fucking gif you've ever had on the show, Brian, by 1,000 times.
I got to bring in hot,
Just sitting there replaying.
I'm generally surprised. Like a lot of you guys are not familiar. Like, are you guys familiar with trauma at all, or any of that kind of stuff?
I've seen a couple of their things, which is all that. Yeah,
they used to talk about Kabuki Man on Talk Soup.
Kabuki Man is my all-time favorite. But like, if you're into trauma, you understand. Like, okay, like I was talking, like I've been talking with Justin and Jacob about this, and I was like, this is one of those areas where it's like trauma is bad, but trauma is supposed to be.
I don't know.
That's the whole point. Like trauma is intentionally bad cinema. If you understand Lloyd Kaufman was like, I want to make money. He's like, if you've read his book, How to Make Films, he's a brilliant like money maker. He's all there to make money. He was like, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about this. I don't give a shit about making quality products. He's like, I want to make shit.
Sounds like the Roger Corman model.
Exactly. He's even harder.
Oh yeah, he made so many projects though, Roger, right?
Yeah.
So trauma produces like so much content, and all of it is bad, and it's intentionally bad. I have a story from film school when I was going to effects school.
That's straight whiskey.
My guy who trained me, Jerry Gergley, he's a really prolific effects artist. And he was trying to get a job back in the day. And he tried to apply for a job at Troma, and they were like, "Guy, I can't hire you." And he's like, "Why?" And they're like, "I can't hire you. You're too good." And he's like, "What do you mean I'm too good?" And he's like, "I need a bad makeup artist. I need someone who's bad. I need someone who sucks." And he's like, "Well, I can give you bad makeup." He's like, No. You're not listening. I need someone who's bad. He's like, "You're good, kid. You're good. I need someone who sucks." He's like, "You need to go do real work." He's like, "You're not good at it. You're too good for me. I need an actually shitty makeup artist to come work for me because I need to produce garbage." And so that was Kaufman's like attitude was like, I need genuinely bad people to work for me because I need to produce crap.
Interesting
That
ethos.
was like the attitude of Troma. Troma is intentionally producing shit. That is like the goal of Troma. So when you sit here and you say to me, like, and I respect that. I respect that as an art form, and I respect that as a model for your business. And so when you have spent more than 40, 50 years building that model of shit, and that is what you've built your model, killer condoms and fucking Sergeant Kabuki.
I love
Man,
killer condoms.
and like all this shit, like
I don't know what it is,
and
but
like
I love it.
and like a library of some of the worst films ever known to man, like Beware Children at Play, a film that has the most kid deaths of any film ever made. Tromeo and Juliet, a fucked up, bizarre retelling of Romeo and Juliet. One of the most fucked up movies ever. Yeah, James Gunn did actually come from Troma. He got his start there, making
Fuck yeah,
fucked up
James Gunn
garbage
for the
movies.
show.
Like, the thing about this is like, Toxic Avenger was their mascot.
I made a
They
dent on
made
this.
5 of these movies because like he was their flagship garbage. And so like the idea that somebody sat down and said, I want to take this to Hollywood, give it a large budget, remake it, and give it to audiences. And like, I see like what you guys
Lexi, it's crazy.
Peter Dinklage is funny in it. And it's like, I don't fucking care. I'm like, who the fuck is going and doing
Who
it?
asked for
And
this?
I'm like, cash grab. Cash grab is all I fucking see here. And I'm like,
absolutely.
Spencer asked for it. Spencer said, give it to me all day. I want it now. I want it now.
It's disrespectful as far as I'm concerned. I'm like, it's just disrespectful to something that is supposed to be this. Because like, I know it's weird, but it's like, it's still art. And like, when you build a model of lowbrow art, and that is your model and your moniker of lowbrow art, and as a person who is a film person who has grown up respecting this and loving it not because it's, you know, shitty and garbagey and like whatever, but loving that this like guy built this entire empire on this model and has had so much success from it and has such a large cult following and has built like established characters that have lived throughout our entire like lexicon of like Trump. Like, you think you haven't seen Toxic Avenger show up in the background of shit? You haven't seen Sergeant Kabuki Man show up in the background of shit? These are like prolific
Kabuki Joe.
People like don't realize are there, but are always there. You know what I mean? Like, they've been.
How do you stop it though, Lexi? They just want to fucking make money off of it. There's like, there's a fucking IP. The IPness is fucking strong with these people.
I can't fight it. I can't say anything about it. What am I going to do? My opinion is not relevant. But like, if you're asking me and we're having the discussion that we're having, it's fucking idiotic. I don't understand why we're doing it. I don't understand like what the point of it is. Who the fuck? Like, of all the things, like I sit here all the time and I say,
who's it for?
There are tons of films to remake. There is a plethora of films to remake. And you want to go and you want to remake They Live. And you want to go and remake the films that are good. You want to remake Nightmare on Elm Street. You want to remake The fucking Exorcist. Films that are like Academy Award films. Films that deserve more acclaim and more respect than you even gave them at the time. Like, and you want to fucking like make more of them and try to cash in on more of them and redo them again when they were prolific and whatever. And like, once again, the thing that I always go back to, Jordan Peele made Get Out. I'm drunk. So
Get Out.
Let me a little way on that one. Jordan.
You know what this is for, Lexi?
Get Out for like $10 million.
You know who asked for all this? Mike Casey asked for all this. Mike Casey asked for all of it.
I did.
He's been telling me he wants all the 80s reboots coming.
Yeah.
He wants them now.
I do.
And if he doesn't get them, he's gonna slap.
I'm taking it. I'm jumping in co-hosting mode before all you fuckers pass out on the floor. I think that Troma teaches us in some ways the same lesson that John Carpenter does with that very workmanlike. Like, you see a movie like They Live, and it's an action movie, but you think, you know, like, if I had a handful of friends and a decent like a 8mm camera, you could make that movie in a couple of weeks.
Oh yeah.
Every one of the people sitting in this chat right here, right now, should love and respect Troma.
I think that really teaches us something, and I think that in some ways, like despite the fact that they're repeating the IP, might because what we want people to be inspired, because people have more tools than they've ever had in the past, right? Like, so let's get out there. Let's make some movies. I'm trying to think of what I had to say about this. Oh yeah, like, we got a lot of nostalgia coming at us, right? And I'm a broken record. I think that nostalgia is a tool of oppression, evoking sentiments of a past that never existed to create populist waves within the mass of people. It's ooze. It's 1980s ooze. The Turtles had the ooze.
Yeah.
Troma's got the ooze. Give me the ooze. Sorry, I totally derailed you, Lexi. You had an actual point to make, and I'm like,
so much ooze.
It's
ultimately visually understanding the content. Like, it looked at it and it went, okay, this is what it is, but it doesn't really understand it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's visually picking up, like, okay, it visually did this here and here and here. This is what makes this movie. It's like, it's not what makes this movie.
Let me ask you this question, Lexi. We only have the one shot of the jaw blown away. That it looks like there's some decent CG involved in that. Mm-hmm. Do you think that they blew their whole budget on that? Because like, you look at all the grainy, media shots from 80s style. Like, anybody can do that on Adobe. Like, I'm wondering if it's still, if they've got a $1.5 million budget or what they're working with.
CG combined with any CG combined with practical is already going against Troma's very fucking metaphors. Like, Troma is practical only. Like, I mean, that's just kind of like, because it just costs money. Like, it costs money to do anything extra, right? It's all about being cheap. These movies are supposed to be fucking cheap. So it's just like, it's not supposed to, like, I'm just going to keep looping.
They didn't tip their hat too much. We didn't get to see if there's necessarily some rubber suits going on. We only saw the Avenger shaded.
Somebody was watching RoboCop a lot more than they were watching fucking The Toxic Avenger, quite frankly.
I love me some RoboCop.
There's a lot more
Keoki. It's fucking so good.
RoboCop 2 music escalated, but RoboCop 1, Terrence Bodiger. Come on.
Bring me some fucking RoboCop all day.
There's a lot more of that in this than there is Toxic Avenger, if you ask me.
Yeah, Toxic Avenger. This is one of those things it's fun to see, but it's like, honestly, I don't know what the audience is for. Where's the audience? You got Peter Dinklage in here, so maybe the people will like fucking be attracted to it, but like, I don't know who's asking for this. Yeah, I mean, I'll probably watch it too. I'll probably watch it too.
We'll watch it. We're gonna.
I gotta hate on it. I gotta watch it, right?
Yeah.